Good evening, Warriors, and welcome back to another episode of the Grass Lake Sports Weekly Report. I am James Charles, and I'm excited to kick things off this week because this show isn't just about sports scores or game recaps, it's about our community. This channel exists because of Grass Lake. It's built for our families, our fans, and most importantly, for all of our young Warriors, from the tiniest pre K athletes just learning the game all the way up to our high school varsity student athletes, putting it all on the line every time out. What makes this special is that it's community driven. Every single week, the stories, the highlights, the celebrations, they all come from you. That means I need your help. Send me your ideas, send me your scores, your standings, your schedules. Send me those highlights, those pictures, those awesome game summaries, and those stories that show what makes Grass Lake so unique. If a young warrior is out there competing, we want them to be part of this report. Nobody is too small. No moment is too small. This is about lifting up every single student athlete in our community. And what a week do we have to celebrate! It's homecoming week here in Grass Lake, and there's nothing like the energy that comes with it. The banners will be up, the pep rallies will be buzzing, and the anticipation for Friday night is through the roof. Homecoming isn't just another game, it's a tradition. It's about coming together as a school, as alumni, and as a community to show what Warrior Pride is all about. Whether it's the parade, the floats, the spirit days, or packing the stands to cheer on our Warriors, this is one of the biggest weeks of the year. So here's the challenge to all of you. Let's make this homecoming week one to remember. Share those pictures of the parade. Send in those student section videos. Tell me about your favorite moments from the pep rally. And of course, give us those game highlights when our Warriors hit the field. Let's capture it all right here so we can showcase what Grass Lake Pride looks like. Not just this week, but every week. Because at the end of the day, this isn't my channel, it's our channel. It belongs to the parents in the stands, the kids on the field, the grandparents following along from home, and the younger kids dreaming of the day they'll wear the Warrior jersey themselves. This is about telling our story together. So, buckle up. We've got an exciting show ahead. We'll dive into scores. We'll highlight the big plays. We'll check in on all of our teams, and we'll keep that homecoming energy rolling strong. Warriors, this is your weekly report, and I couldn't be prouder to be here bringing it to you. So here we go. Our high school cross country Warriors traveled to East Lansing Friday to compete in the Spartan Invite. The boys team finished in 10th place overall out of 33 teams. So, top third of the competition there. Great job with a score of 368. Senior Carson Sherwood led the Warriors with a time of 18:48 and 8 in 56th place. Also, freshman Grady McDaniel had a personal record of 19:51 and 4. Also, freshman Richard Trudeau with a personal record of 24:19 flat. And freshman Andrew Kumar with a personal record of 33:12 and 8. Great job to those boys. Keep competing. And in the women's division, the Lady Warriors finished ninth out of 30 teams. Once again, top third with a score of 320. Sophomore Adeline Jarko led the Lady Warriors with a time of 21:57 and 7. Junior Mackenzie Hillbear with a season best of 24:34 and 1. Senior Kate Million with her season best, 26 and 4. And sophomore Ava Renfro with a season best for her, 26 and 38. Way to go, girls. Way to compete. Way to represent Grass Lake Warriors. Your cross country Warriors will be back in action this Tuesday, September 23rd in Napoleon against Napoleon Addison and Columbia Central. And then they will also be in action Saturday in Stockbridge at Stockbridge Invitational. So if you can get a chance, you can get out there, cheer them Warriors on the cross country course. Our middle school cross country Warriors traveled to Meckley's Flavor Flute Farm down in Somerset Center on Thursday for their first competition of the season. In the 2-mile women's division, the Lady Warriors finished in 7th place out of 10 teams. 8th grader Jillian Sherwood led the way with a time of 15:48 and 71. Followed up by 6th grader Faye Rurka, 16 minutes 33 seconds and 6. 8th grader Grace Rule, 17:45 and 33. 6th grader Lillian Arndt, 17:46 and 50. And 8th grader Jessica Backen, 22:35 and 80. Congratulations. Way to get out there and get that first one under your belt. And in the men's 2-mile, the Grass Lake Warrior boys finished in 3rd place out of 13 teams, finishing just behind Clinton and Adrian. The boys were led by 8th grader Lewis Hilbear with a time of 13:11 and 49, and Mason Basham finishing a toe behind Lewis Hilbear at 13:11 and 70. There's a whole tribe of Warriors out there competing at that event. Good to see that number out there. They will continue to press forward as a team, continue to improve on those individual times. This is basically they've set the bar for themselves. This being the first run of the year, they will only look to improve on those times from race to race. Those middle school kids will be back at it on Tuesday, September 16th in Manchester for the Cascades East Jamboree. Our Grass Lake equestrian team has been competing down at the Lenawee County Fairgrounds the last few Sunday mornings. And then last Sunday morning, September 7th, the Grass Lake team participated in the second of 3 district meets. The third one was this morning, the 14th, but we have not received the results of that as of yet. I haven't heard anything. But last Saturday on the 7th, junior and captain of the team, Bryn Corneliuson, placed first in saddle seat showmanship and third in hunt seat showmanship. Junior and co-captain of the team, Ava Rembeck, placed third in western showmanship. Ava received 4th place in the timed event. Ava also placed 5th in hunt seat and saddle seat showmanship. Kennedy Collins placed 1st in equitation over fences. Kennedy also placed 2nd in saddle seat pattern. Kennedy placed 3rd in saddle seat showmanship and hunt seat bareback. Addison Allen placed 4th in western horsemanship. She also placed 6th in hunt seat showmanship. Bella Nolan Hitchcock placed 3rd in hunt seat equitation. She also placed 4th in equitation over fences. Bella and her partner Kennedy placed 3rd in the 2-person relay. Coaches are very proud of the team's determination, and they're looking forward to this team moving forward. So, with that being said, we'll look to see how their third event on the 14th wrapped up, hopefully in the next episode. Plenty of volleyball news for you this week, and we'll start out with our middle school girls. 7th grade team went to Hanover Horton for tournament Saturday morning and took home first place in the silver bracket. Absolutely proud of these girls and their accomplishments so far this season. The 8th grade volleyball team hosted Leslie Monday night for their first home action of the season and won 2-1. They struggled in the first set against a tough serving team and lost 16-25. They started finding their groove from the serve line in the second set and won 25-20. The third set was a nail biter, but they squeaked ahead, winning 15-13. Juliana Dozer scored 7 aces, and Ellie Whitting scored 1. The girls achieved 45 three contacts throughout the 3 sets. Way to go, Warriors. And then they would travel to Michigan Center on Wednesday to compete against the Cardinals. Again, the girls found success and won 2-1. They lost the first set in an incredibly close match, 23-25. They won the next two, 25-12 and 15-7 through serves and setting up their offense. Sage Alford had a perfect serving night with 14 of 14 and 5 aces, followed by Bailey Williams, who went 12 of 14 with 7 aces. Overall, the team achieved 38 three contacts. Xavier Ford and Chloe Gilbert were fire on the net, along with a block from Avery Moore and an incredible swing from Juliana Dozer on an overpass. They then traveled to Hanover Horton on Saturday morning for a tournament. They played Hudson 9-25, 13-25. They played Homer 25-21, 25-22, and Hanover Horton 22-25, 17-25. They placed 8th in the gold bracket and played Leslie, but lost 9-25, 18-25. They fought hard to achieve 167 three contacts. Incredibly proud of these girls for playing their hearts out and continuing to work together as a team. The middle school girls will be back in action Monday night at Hanover High School, and then again Wednesday at home against Jonesville. In JV volleyball news, this past Thursday, Grass Lake traveled to Vandercook Lake to play Michigan Center and Hanover Horton. Grass Lake beat Michigan Center both sets 25-8 and 25-14. Grass Lake also beat Hanover Horton 25-18 and 25-12 to finish 2-0 on the evening. Talon Valade served 15 of 16 with 5 aces and also had 4 kills. Kinsley Ute served 12 of 14 with 6 aces and had 7 kills. Lily McVickers served 16 of 18 with 7 aces, and Aubrey Williams served 20 of 21. The JV team competed Saturday morning in Madison for the second weekend in a row, returned to Grass Lake with a championship trophy. The morning started with pool play where the Warriors faced Ida. They came out strong and won the first set 25-13. The second set was a tougher match and the Warriors lost 20-25. Grass Lake bounced back in the second round of pool play where they faced Lenawee Christian and won both sets 25-10 and 25-15. The third round of pool play was against Tecumseh. The Warriors knew it would be a competitive match. Grass Lake ended up winning both sets 25-22 and 25-19. After the pool play results were tallied, Grass Lake placed first in their pool. This put them in the semifinal game against Madison. After the competitive game against Tecumseh and all the other morning games, the Warriors were starting to get tired. Grass Lake lost the first set against Madison 11-25. However, that motivated them to find energy, and the Warriors won the second set 25-23. For the third set, Grass Lake kept the momentum and energy and won 15-11. This win advanced them to the championship game against Ida. This was a full circle moment as Ida was who the morning started out against. Once again, after the competitive matches against Madison, the Warriors were tired. In the first game against Ida, the Warriors fought their hardest but lost 22-25. After making it this far, Grass Lake was not about to give up. They fought back in the second set and won 25-23. Just like last weekend, it all came down to the third and final set of the day. With a back and forth game, the Warriors won 16-14.
Back-to-back weekends like this wouldn't be possible without each team member. Our back row passing, digs, and serve received from Aubrey Williams, Oliviana Lefebvre, Macy Demosiak, Ava Hall, Kinsley Ute, and Chloe Holyfield were some of the strongest seen yet this season. Front row players: Lily McVicker, Layla Vandermeer, Taylor Valade, Taylor Dick, Kinsley Ute, Chloe Holyfield, and Leah Langley all helped put the ball away with kills, tips, or blocks that contributed to our success. The following are stats for the top 6 servers: Aubrey Williams, 41 of 45 with 5 aces. Chloe Holyfield, 36 of 42 with 8 aces. Taylor Dick, 29 of 36 with 10 aces. Lily McVicker, 28 of 36 with 5 aces. Kinsley Ute, 26 of 30 with 7 aces. And Oliviana Lefebvre, 20 of 25 with 7 aces. The Warriors have next weekend off, but the following weekend are back to tournament play in the D3, D4 showcase. Our JV girls will have conference action Tuesday night at Homer High School at 5 p.m. In girls varsity volleyball, the Lady Warriors hosted Michigan Center and Hanover Horton in a conference quad last Tuesday night at Grass Lake High School. They started their night beating Michigan Center in 3 sets, 25-18, 25-18, and 25-22. Moving on to Hanover Horton, they struggled to find their momentum and lost in 3 sets, 11-25, 19-25, 13-25. Haley Laurie led with 37 assists. Adeline Henson racked up 17 kills, while Ashley Simon had 14 and Reese Lape had 13. Sydney Palmer led defensively with 29 digs. Vivian Vitale followed with 24. Layla Smith had 20 digs as well. Vitale served 22 for 23 with 15 points. Palmer served perfectly, going 15 for 15 with 10 points. Our varsity girls are back in action next week, Tuesday night at Homer, September 16th, 6:30 p.m. start time. I believe that'll be right after the JV game. So if you got time, you want to travel out to Homer and watch some girls compete, this is your chance. And lastly, don't forget to get those young Warriors signed up for the Youth Volleyball League. That's 3rd, 4th, and 5th and 6th grade volleyball players that are interested. That registration closes September 19th. They will compete October 4th, October 11th, October 18th, and November 1st, 9 to 10:30 a.m. in the morning. That's 45 minutes of practice and 45 minutes match play. I believe the 3rd and 4th graders will compete like a half court 4-on-4, and then the 5th and 6th graders will go full court 6-on-6. So once again, that registration closes September 19th. The registration link is in the description of the show. So get those young Warriors signed up. Get them some experience on the volleyball court, working with our varsity crew, varsity coaches, and players. Plenty of Warrior soccer news out there, from varsity to JV to AYSO soccer. Soccer is hot and heavy in the Grass Lake area right now. Remember, if you're out there and you're listening to the Grass Lake Sports Weekly Report and you've got a young Warrior participating in soccer and you want to see their highlights on the Grass Lake Sports Weekly Report, or you want to see their team results or their standings or their stories, be sure to send them in to me. Email them to me at glsportsweeklyreport@gmail.com. We need those boots on the ground. We need those fans in the stands, the parents on the sidelines, those people that are getting those clips and seeing them scores. Send them to me so that we can put them together and we can celebrate those victories, big or small. In varsity soccer, the boys took on the Jonesville Comets at Stoker Field last Monday night in a conference matchup. And here are some highlights from that game. Varsity Warriors came away from that game with a 2-0 conference win. Goals by Brogan Sallow and Ari Maynard. The boys' varsity team then traveled to Leslie on Wednesday night for another conference matchup. Here are your highlights from that game.
Grayson Mosier with the Grass Lake.
Tell Luke, when this center back has the ball, you can listen to your fight. All you're going to do is you're going to find this right, where this right back is, check your shoulder, make it so you're in between those two so he can't pass it to him easily, and then run at him and press him.
Andre Cinco with the Grass Lake goal. Brogan Sallow with the Warrior goal.
Good, guys.
The boys went on to win that game 6-0 for another conference victory. Contributing to that shutout victory were goals from Grayson Moser with 2, Brogan Sallow with 2, Andre Cinca with 1, and Justin Rault with his very first varsity goal. That improved the Grass Lake varsity boys' overall record to 9-4 and 5-1 in the conference, sitting right behind Columbia Central, the defending conference champions. Which leads me to this. Monday night at Columbia Central High School, the varsity boys will take on the Columbia Central Golden Eagles. 5:30 game time. This is a big one, folks. 5-0 Columbia Central against 5-1 Grass Lake. If you got the chance, if you got the time to get out there and support them boys, this could be the biggest game of the year for these boys. I'm sure they're hyped. I'm sure they're excited. And I'm sure they could use some Grass Lake Warrior energy at that game. Our JV soccer team went head-to-head with Plymouth Christian on Tuesday night, September 8th at Stoker Field, and came away with a 2-1 win. We had goals by Andrew Rickert with an assist from Andre Cinca, and another goal from Lucas Hazelshort with an assist by Justin Rope. And here's your highlight reel from that JV game.
Talk to each other. Slide over, Caden. Quick, get up in the middle. Get in the middle, Caden.
Nice stick. Let's go, Blue.
This coming week, our JV boys will compete at Columbia Central. Monday, September 16th, game times 4 p.m., right before the varsity game. And then again at home against Ida on Wednesday, September 17th at 5 p.m. They will be at Stoker Field. So come out, watch them boys. 2 opportunities to see them boys compete this week, Monday and Wednesday. Our 15U co-ed core soccer team had their first home game of the season out at the Willis Road Soccer Complex this last Saturday against Albion. The team just didn't quite have the size or experience to hang with the Albion team, but they will regroup this next week and then travel back down to Coldwater this coming Saturday, September 20th, or a 9 o'clock game against the Coldwater 15UB team. So once again, they will travel away to Coldwater next Saturday. Good luck to this crew, looking for their first win of the season. Our Little Warriors began their journey in the football world as they got together with the high school kids. This is a phenomenal event that Mr. David Wright puts together year in and year out. It gives an opportunity for our youngest warriors, kindergarten, first grade, and second grade, to get out, get some experience in, and get a feel for what's going on in Grass Lake football. This is a spot that they find a way to love the game. The high school athletes get to share their knowledge, get to share their experiences, and hand down that information to these younger crew. Um, it's just a special time for both the high school players and the Little Warriors. They will be back at it again next Sunday, same time, same place. Our 5th and 6th grade tackle team number 2 traveled all the way to East Jackson to take on the Trojans Sunday afternoon, and it was a defensive battle for the majority of the day. The Warriors went back and forth with the Trojans for 4 quarters of football until about 33 seconds left in the game, and this play, a 25-yard touchdown run from Logan Paul. That touchdown was ultimately the game clincher as the Warriors defense held on for the last 33 seconds of that game to help the Warriors to their first victory of the season and improve their record to 1-1. Next Sunday, September 21st, both Grass Lake 1 and Grass Lake 2 will travel to Hanover Horton to compete Sunday morning. Grass Lake 2 will take on Western 3 at 10 a.m. And then Grass Lake 1 will take on Hanover Horton 1 at 11:30 a.m. So if you're available Sunday morning, you want to see some good football, come on out to Hanover Horton and watch these teams play. Our middle school combined 7th and 8th grade boys football team had their first home game of the season this last Thursday night at Stoker Field against the Leslie Blackhawks. Unfortunately, boys came out on the wrong end of the scoreboard on this one. They will bounce back, work hard this week, and get ready for their next game on Thursday. The boys will travel to Hanover Horton to take on the Comets Thursday night, September 18th at 4:30 p.m. start time. After a week off, our JV boys football team was anxious to get back on the field. They traveled down to Jonesville to take on the Comets last Monday night and came home with a come-from-behind victory. The boys were able to pull this one out 7-6 and improve their record to 2-0 on the season. Those same boys get to play back at home Monday night, September 15th, against the Columbia Central Golden Eagles, 6 p.m. game time. Let's pack those stands. Cheer them boys on. They love to hear it when they got a big crowd. As I mentioned at the beginning of the show, it is homecoming week. That leads up to Friday night football under the lights at Joe Betchel. We need to pack the house. These boys are hungry, looking for their first victory of the season. These boys will be competing against the Leslie Blackhawks at 7 p.m. So, like I said, we need to pack the stands. We need to bring the noise. We need to bring the energy and just create an environment for these boys that is unparalleled to anything anybody has ever seen. Make sure, when in doubt, always check the GrassLakeWarriors.com, the official Grass Lake Sporting Events website for middle school and high school events. With homecoming week, we have a plethora of events for you to go and cheer on those Warriors. Sunday morning, obviously, that is underway and complete. The equestrian team competed at Lenawee County Fairgrounds earlier this morning. I have not heard of the results from that yet. But tomorrow, Monday, the 15th, boys JV soccer is at Columbia Central, 4 o'clock game time. Middle school volleyball, girls volleyball at Hanover Horton, 4:30. That starts. Boys soccer, boys varsity soccer at Columbia Central, big time game there. Start time 5:30 p.m. And boys JV football at home against Columbia Central, 6 o'clock game time. Tuesday, cross country is traveling out to Manchester for the Manchester Jamboree. Start time 5 p.m. The girls JV volleyball will be in Homer. Start time 5 p.m. Girls varsity will follow that immediately upon completion, about 6:30 p.m. Then Wednesday, again, you have girls middle school volleyball at the middle school, at Grass Lake Middle School, against Jonesville, 4:30 start time. The boys JV soccer is at Stoker Field, start time 5 p.m. Also on Wednesday, the boys soccer team will be at Stoker Field against Michigan Center, 6:30 start time after the varsity or after the JV is complete. Thursday night, middle school football combined 7th and 8th grade team will travel to Hanover Horton, 4:30 start time there. And then the big one, Friday night, under the lights, the varsity football team takes on the Leslie Blackhawks at Joe Betchel. Saturday morning, boys JV Stoker Field against Western. And then the boys varsity soccer team will follow that up at about 11:30. So that is your events for this homecoming week. And like I said, don't hesitate to ever check out GrassLakeWarriors.com, your official Grass Lake athletic site.
Warriors, that's how we do it here in Grass Lake. Another week of highlights, big plays, and unforgettable moments in the books. And we are just getting started. From our littlest pre-K Warriors lacing up for the first time, to our varsity squads battling under the lights, this community is showing up and showing out every single day. This channel belongs to all of you, the athletes, the families, the coaches, and the fans. Keep those scores coming. Keep sending in those pictures, those highlight clips, those game stories, because every time we share them here, we're telling the world what it means to be a Warrior. And let's not forget, this isn't just any week. It's homecoming week. The energy is electric, the spirit is alive, and the whole town is ready to rally behind our teams. Pack those stands, wear your Warrior gear, make some noise, and let's give our Warriors a homecoming they'll never forget. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sharing. And most importantly, thank you for being the heartbeat of this channel. Hit that like button, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and spread the word. Because the Grass Lake Sports Weekly Report is where the whole community comes together. Until next time, I'm James Charles, and as always, God bless our kids, God bless our community, and go Warriors!